This comes to us from Reddit, PC Master Race. Video Games Europe has posted official position about Stop Killing Games initiative. They're not very happy. And there's a link to it here. And Video Games Europe, if you guys missed it, I covered this the other day, but they are a trade association with many of the publishers across Europe, including Riot Games, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, and many others. They recently published an official position paper, and they're mostly against the Stop Killing Games initiative. Here's some of the claims. If private servers are allowed, they won't be able to moderate harmful content or enforce anti-cheat measures. Okay, so one, what is harmful content? What is that? Because if you're going to say, oh, it's hatred, it's hate speech, that means nothing to me. Stop saying that. It doesn't mean anything. What is harmful and why do you need to moderate it? 2, enforce anti-cheat measures on a game that you took offline and that you don't care about anymore. Why would you care about that? Allowing players to run private servers would present significant engineering and architectural challenges due to the fact they may be done with proprietary technologies and systems. Oh, don't do it with proprietary technologies and systems then. Oh well, it looks like you might need to put the universal USB-C adapter at the bottom of your phone and not do a proprietary Apple charger anymore on that because there's no reason for it. Reputational harm. Allowing players to run private servers with online interaction possibilities could result in players using those games in ways that don't align with the game company's brand values. Oh no. Something that people have purchased and have done their own thing with since the inception of video games is now somehow going to hurt the image of a company that made it, that kicked it to the curb because they don't care about it anymore? What? I'll tell you what they're really worried about is that their game is going to fail massively, like Concord, and then there will be private servers brought up for it afterwards and people will play it and they won't make a dime from it, completely destroying the entire point of what they put together in the first place. That's what they're really scared about. They're scared that people are able to play their game and they won't be making money off of it anymore. That's all they care about. That's why they want to go live service in the first place. And because they were so ignorant to, oh shit, what do we do when we don't care about it in the future and when it goes offline? Now it's coming back to bite them in the ass and they want to eat their cake and have it too, or however the saying goes. Some of the claims in a document kind of make sense, but in my opinion, most of them are. What do you think? I mean, if I am to give them the benefit of the doubt with their arguments against Stop Killing Games, I could maybe see the argument of somehow, I don't even know how it would do it, but if there was a way that a game somehow was not being regulated and turned into a very bad thing somehow, and every time you load the game up, it's that company, and they're like, that's not the intention of how the game was meant to be played, and now it's a bad thing, and now it makes our company look bad. Maybe, again, I'm really trying here. I'm grasping at straws trying to see the other side of this, but we all know the real reason. It's because of greed. This is the, before I even go into it, this is their manifesto, more than a game. Video Games Europe manifesto from 2024 to 2029. Our asks from the EU. Make Europe the best place to create and invest in games. Continue the self and co-regulation success story. So they want to regulate the industry, and they are not a government entity. Remember that, because they want to regulate what's allowed and what's not, and they don't have the power to do that. They like to act like they do. They have no more power than an individual gamer or group of gamers getting together saying that they want to do something. Because all this is a group of people that work at these AAA companies or formerly worked at these AAA companies pushing their agenda. Create, attract, and invest in skills and talent. Support innovation. You can make IP fun too. So this is the Video Games Europe manifesto that they plan on pushing through to 2029 for the next 5 years. And we have, this is the position paper. I'm not going to read through this whole thing because, my God, I don't want to put everyone to sleep. But a brief overview. Why providing continued support do not work for all games. Introduction. The video game industry is committed to consistently providing players with high-quality interactive gaming experiences and recognizes the passion and community that grows around its games. The decision to discontinue a game's online services is multifaceted and is never taken lightly. I literally don't give a shit about your emotions. Your emotions have no place here. I don't care how hard you thought about it or not. That has nothing to do with anything. You can delete that. And must always be a matter of choice. When it does happen, the industry ensures that players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with local consumer protection laws, which I find hysterical because they are referencing local consumer protection laws. Do you know what Stop Killing Games is, guys? It's a local consumer protection law on top of the existing ones because they are not strong enough currently. Ironic that they reference those. This document explains the reasons why a video game company may decide to discontinue the functionalities supporting the online video game. Don't care. Don't care about your emotions on why you're deciding to. Literally don't care. Doesn't matter. And why this may lead to a video game no longer being playable. Okay, great. Stop Killing Games would rectify that by allowing people to play the games on private service. You don't even need to worry or do anything. Great. And it goes on and on and on. If you guys are interested in reading this, I will post it. But my goodness, this is or feel free to pause it and read through it. The importance, oh, this is classic. The importance of consumer protection laws. Again, what Stop Killing Games is. Notwithstanding the applicable licensing structure, all video games offered to players in the EU are subject to the European consumer protection laws, which include robust transparency and fairness obligations on games companies and ensure the games companies act reasonably while terminating online support for a game. That's not okay. That's literally why Stop Killing Games became a thing, because you're acting reasonably in your own interest. You sell someone a bill of goods, and then what they have purchased is no longer operational because you canceled it. That's not okay. Unless the only thing I could be maybe understanding of is if, like the like a way around this, is if they don't want to give the authorization for a game to be on forever, to have, well, the problem is they're getting away from physical media, so this wouldn't even work as well. But right next to the ESRB rating is a massive, like, warning. This game will possibly not be functional after, and then give the full date on the product. And if it's a digital online purchase, that needs to be the first line on the purchase. So you see that before you see even the description of the game, where you see that this game will be taken offline at, or is not expected to continue past this date, or this is the end date unless the game is super successful and it will continue past this. But they need to give that date on every single live service game to let the consumer make a purchase decision based off of the full information available, instead of buying a game and then having the rug pulled afterwards and being like, oh, it's actually being pulled now. We need expiration dates on video games like our milk now, says Sarah Dusad. I mean, again, I would rather it just be available forever, but I'm willing to at least try to work to figure out something that is maximum potential for the consumer and is feasible for a developer. They don't want to do that, though, because they know that will impact the sales of their game. And they don't want to be a tobacco company writing, hey, this game's going to give you cancer on the side of it. They don't want to do that because that's going to impact the sales of the game for some of the games. some people still buy cigarettes. So, I mean, it doesn't stop some people, but it will stop a lot of people, is my point. And they know that. And that's what they're worried about. Cortex over on X, who says, AMD is still looking for virtue signaling brownie points with the LGBTQRD plus minus woke tard community, but there was not a word on the Stop Killing Games petition, which actually matters to a big chunk of their customer base. So now we see AMD, who is trying to market their products to gamers with this, instead of doing the obvious market the product to gamers with a hashtag Stop Killing Games. Imagine the support the community would get behind AMD. Be like, AMD is on board with this. Let's go. No. They'd rather this. What? What the hell? We also have Pirate Nation X. Minecraft creator Notch responded to Pirate Software's criticism of the Stop Killing Games campaign. If buying a game isn't a purchase, then pirating it isn't theft. And shout out to Notch, by the way, who is also a supporter for Smash JT's lawsuit against one Alyssa Mercante. Daniel Something quote tweeted Notch. Notch initially said, "Hey guys, just got back to gaming after a brief break. Wait, why is there a Nepo baby doubling down over there?" Daniel Something said, Minecraft creator Notch has made fun of Pirate Software for the streamer's ridiculous stance against Stop Killing Games initiative. Notch said, just verifying that, yes, that is what I was talking about. But if buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating them is not theft, which based we got Accursed Farms, who started the petition over on X, saying the initiative now has 1.3 million signatures. I think for most initiatives, we would be safe, but since this one is unconventional, we still don't have data on how many are real or not. That can't be assumed. Friends and family in the EU can also sign. This was, let me see, that was 1.3. This was earlier today, July 10th, 2025. And it is at 1.3, almost 1.31 at this point, which is insane in a great way. Expires at the end of July, the deadline. And it is looking great, but still keep citing it because you never know what could happen. But with that all being said, I'll leave that one there.